What's up, traders? Jack here from Solar Trades. Today, I will be teaching you how I personally am able to make over $100 every single day simply from swing trading. If you would like to trade with me, I am a BitGet affiliate as well as a Bybit affiliate. Make sure to check out both links below in the description. To begin the video, I first want to simply go over what swing trading is and how it differs from day trading. To put it simply, swing trading is holding a trade for more than one day, while day trading is the purchase and sale of the same position within the same day. Now that you understand that, let's dive into the video. First, you will see my chart. I'm going to quickly erase everything just to show you guys how I will set up a chart or set up a position. So, as you can see, I have multiple different indicators. Some are a lot more useful than others. So, for starts, I simply have the 50 and the 200-day moving average. These are great. I personally, especially on longer time frames, I personally don't believe in, not don't believe, but just don't find lower moving averages as useful. So I just stick with the 50, the 200, and when they cross, big moves can happen. For example, right here, the 200-day moving average finally came below the 50 on the 4-hour and moved up almost 20%. So that's why I have those. They are very crucial. Majority of traders out there use these same moving averages, meaning people will, as we could see right here, 200 MA was support. People like to long off this. So if other people are long off the 200-day, so should you. Secondly, as you can see, I have VPVR. This just shows historical how price has reacted in certain zones historically. So I've come to realize that VPVR is fairly useful, mainly on longer time frames, as it just shows a bigger picture. So you would like to see again right here. So I longed. I alerted members of my Discord, which can also be found in the link below. Alerted members of a Discord about the long right here on the 200 MA, and it also lined up perfectly with the VPVR. You could use these. The bigger the ranges, the bigger like the volume bars, the more support or resistance. I mean, it's like the more I'll just link a video of VPVR below. It explains it much better than I will. But I have this, and I just look for big ranges for support and resistance. So right here, it acted as support. So that was another indication of a long. Third, I don't necessarily use this too often anymore. I used to a lot more, but just RSI Strategy, it indicated a long. That's just cherry on top type of thing. I will never solely base a trade off this alone. Lastly, one of the biggest things is Market Cipher B, which I will leave a few links below in the description of videos and tutorials on how to utilize this. In my opinion, this is one of the greatest oscillators that I've used and seen so far. So if we could see, just again, right where it bounced off the 200 MA, where the RSI support is, all of that, a green divergence dot printed, momentum divergence, meaning it's pointing bullish. The VWAP was coming up. The money flow was surprised. It was actually in the red, but I don't utilize the money flow as much as I would do for, let's say, VWAP or the divergences. So now that we have our indicators, I will not take a trade unless I see a chart pattern. I am a very big believer in ascending and descending channels or wedges, as well as bull and bear flags. If there's not a good setup present, I don't care what the indicators say, I will simply not enter. So, there's two things I do. First, run a chart, right? No drawings, no nothing. I analyze it. So first, I kind of zoom out. I see, okay, right now we are in a bit of an ascending channel. So in a mid to longer term time frame, not long, but mid to longer term time frame, I'd say I am bearish. I would expect price to respect this, and it might bounce off the support and then come down a little, right? But once I have the more macro, I wouldn't even say macro, this is only a 4-hour, but a bit of a longer term trend based, I will zoom in. So here's what I saw yesterday. Bitcoin is in this descending wedge, right? As we can see right here. So now, disregarding what the longer term looks like, I will be focused on the shorter term, right? These are not multi-week long swings. These are simply, I'll buy it, hold it overnight, maybe hold it for 2 or 3 days at most, depending on how big of a trend I'm playing. So this one, I was expecting a move overnight. But something like this, the other trend I just showed you, I might hold that for upwards of a week once I find my entry. But anyway, let's move on. We have found our chart pattern, right? We have found that Bitcoin is in a descending wedge on the 4 hour, and and the price at the time when I was looking at this, the price was coming down to test the 200 MA. So I am looking to long around this zone. Last thing I'll do is I will get my fib retracement lines. This is one of my all-time favorite technical analysis tools. I use this for entries, stop losses, take profits, um, and just to see where price can move. I kind of use the fib lines in conjunction with VPVR, as it could show really good support resistance ranges and where I should be looking to have different stops and take profit levels. So what I'll do is I will find the lowest part of a trend. So starting right here, I'll take it the lowest wick, then I will take it up to the tallest part of the trend, which would be right here. Just kind of make it a little bigger. So, as we could see, now, while all of the other indicators are very useful and I will use it, right, with the fib lines, the fib line is one of probably my biggest priority when looking for an entry. So, as we could see right here, right, again, I'll just draw this back. I longed it was something like this. I already forget how exactly I had my stops and take profits. So I longed this, right? Bitcoin, as we could see right here, when it comes to fib lines, landed on the 0.618 fib line, which in my personal opinion is the strongest and most influential Fibonacci line. Truthfully, anywhere in between the 0.5 and the 0.618, which is referred to as the golden pocket golden ratio, but the 0.618 is, in my opinion, the most influential one. So we saw that Bitcoin was coming down in this uh, bearish pattern. However, it's a or a bullish reversal, meaning once it finds support, Bitcoin price should come up above it. So we found the 200 MA right here, right? Which is in of itself a very good place to either, if it's on 200 MA, you will long it. If it's right below it, you should short it. It is very, very strong. So we looked at that, we saw that. All right, now we're looking. Then we see right on the fib line, which is a double support. We could see that it bounced off the lower end of this channel. So there's not only support on these two lines, but also on the downward. As you could see, the candles and wicks line up almost perfectly. Even though they did dip below the 200 and the 0.618 fib, it still bounced off that lower channel. And I was feeling confident that it will go back up. As we could see VPVR, there is a big zone right here indicating a lot of historical price action has been taken right here, and it was used as support. Sometimes, like I said, just like with fib lines, moving averages, VPVR, it's not necessarily a resistance or support. Well, it is resistance support, but it's not. You have to look at it depending on where the price is and how price is moving. Because, like I said, if price was below this, this would all be major resistance. Price is above, all major support. So I noticed that, right? And then if we look at market cipher B, what you want to look for an entry is when there's the blue line and the blue wave and then the lighter blue wave. You want to look for the whiter blue wave to start pinching and closing into the darker blue wave. So I believe I entered on one of these candles. So I was in the negative for a little bit, right? It dumped below and then instantly came back up. And as it came back up, I noticed a green buy signal, or maybe I wouldn't call this a buy signal. I would just call this a bullish divergence. So that printed off, right? The RSI support printed off. So combining everything into one, this was an incredibly strong buy in this zone. If you bought any one of these candles, you could have been very, very confident in the fact that you will make profit. And as we see, I bought about right here. I'm up 10%. Unfortunately, I did already sell my position for about a 60% gain on 7x leverage. I sold about right here. However, should have stayed in till the final take profit, which was at 24.2. But this just goes to show that when everything lines up, I've been trading for almost 4 or 5 years at this point. I have gone through a ton of different indicators trying to figure out what trading strategy works the best for me. I've spent hundreds, thousands of hours just researching into new strategies, new indicators, new chart patterns, you name it, I've looked into it, and I've come to realize I've been using this almost exact strategy for about half a year now, and I've seen amazing success with it. So, just to recap, you first get your indicators, right? I will leave a list of all the active indicators I use in the description below. So you don't have to pause it and try to find it all. I'll just link them all. Not link them, but I'll put them all. Have your indicators. And then before doing anything, you will want to see if the chart has any sort of patterns, right? Like I said, I look for ascending wedges and descending wedges, and I look for bear flags or pennants and bull flags or pennants, whatever you want to call them. So for example, we saw this one, right? We drew it out. We're looking to buy. Then we take our fib line from the bottom of the trend to the top of the trend, right? We want to look for a good support to buy. We want to look for that reversal. We want to look for that bounce within this trend, right? So we found it. And in the added bonus, everything else, the moving average, the 200-day moving average lined up with it. It's really nice because over here we can see it's already below the 50 MA, which is bullish in of itself, right? So we see that. We see the 200 MA is right on the fib line. We see VPVR, one of the strongest zone on this 4-hour right now is right on this line. And we see that VWAP is crossing up over the 0 line. We see that the momentum waves are pinching in. Everything is looking incredibly bullish for us. Now, when I first entered, because this is a real-time indicator, these green and even red dots, they could flash on and off. So when I did enter, it was green. So because I entered over here, technically you are supposed to wait until the 4-hour candle close. You are supposed to wait until the green dot is actually printed and a new candle opens for the most accurate results. I did enter a little early, but that just goes to show how confident I was in this trade setup because I didn't fully wait for that buy signal and I was still able to make, like I said, about 60% on 7x leverage. I would be up 70% right now if I still held. But that is about it for the swing trading. I will try to record a video or maybe even live stream right before like my live process of going through a trade right before I enter and actually making it. Because right now, all this is just a recap, a little rundown of my most recent trade. But maybe the next video, I could record a of me doing some technical analysis and going through live how I would enter a trade, and then a few days later I could post an update on that trade. Really, whatever you guys want, just obviously let me know in the comments. I really hope this helped. I've been meaning to make a video like this for the longest time. So like I said, I really hope this helps. If you have any questions, please either join my Discord. Um, Anyone has access to it. It's in the link below. Please either write a comment if you have a question. If you don't want to join my Discord, just make sure to reach out. All of my socials will be below. You could DM me on Twitter, whatever. Like I said in the beginning of the video, if you would like to trade with me, you can find me copy trading on Bitget, link it below, and you could find me on Bybit, also link below. One more time, I hope this helped you. If you guys had any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I love helping everyone, and I'll make sure to respond to you as soon as I can. Good luck trading, everyone, and I'll see you in the next video.